Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
And this is State of Atlanta. Welcome back, dude.
Yeah, man. You just couldn't wait to get that first sip in, huh? You were like, open.
Really Daddy needs his juice. I would say my first beer of the day. It's not my first beer of the day. My second. My first Bud Light of the day.
I had a couple beers at lunch today. The weather was so nice. I went out, sat on a patio, had some beers, had a burger. It was great.
Did you go to Woods Chapel?
No. I went. I was in the office, so I went to there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They've got good burgers.
Excellent, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed. And they had beer at the office.
No, there.
Oh, there. Yes,
there.
Gotcha.
It's like their pub or their something. I don't know.
I hear you. All right. Well, let's get into it. So
we were. I don't know.
We were really close to having a really fun conversation tonight about the NCAA tournament game with Georgia State going up against Gonzaga, but just couldn't play a full 40 minutes of basketball, it seems like.
Well, I mean, a lot happened there, right? I mean, I won't say it's not our fault, but a lot happened there.
Yeah, well, part of it was just the exact same team that we've watched all season long showed up. You have this amazing steal that just blindsides them, and you can't take the easy layup.
Wide open lane, just nobody. He left everybody in the dust, and still, I mean, and you saw him hang his head. I mean, he's gonna be thinking about that shot for the rest of his life.
Well, I mean, you and I went to the Georgia State watch party at Torch Top, and it was a pretty good turnout. I thought for a 4:00 on a Thursday, I think it was a pretty good turnout. And
yeah, that's great.
I think the very first basket, or I forget what happened first. Either it was a basket or a steal or something, and the place just blew up. And you're like, "Are we going to be doing this for every single shot?" And I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
We kind of did, yeah. I mean, for a while at least. And then I think once it started getting away from us, we sort of died down quite a bit.
Started settling those tabs up and everything. But no, that steal, the first steal of the game happened. Like the place just erupts and goes down court, goes to that lays up, it bounces right out of the basket, and like everybody just kind of goes, we're used to it. It's just it's what it is.
Normal. We got a lot of chances. We just didn't capitalize on them. And that's sort of where I get to is, we had the injury from Sosame and
he didn't even get to a full 10 minutes of game time.
I know. I didn't realize how early it was. I went back and I looked at it. I was like, holy crap. It was like 6 minutes in or something.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that early as well. I thought it was closer to half when he went down, like, a good 15 or 16 minutes into the game. But no, it was before 10 minutes hit.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously losing him. But I mean, we still kind of stayed in that game for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did. Even though we couldn't shoot for anything.
So, I mean, like there's so many like ifs, ands, or buts, types of this game. If LAL doesn't not go down, if we actually make some shots, if we could stay out of foul trouble, that game could have been completely different. Like, I mean, not just a win. It could have been like a very decisive win against Gonzaga.
Yeah, I mean, the refs were really happy to call fouls on us, I think, and they were definitely not going both ways. They had a favorite. They had their marching orders. Gonzaga was supposed to keep on moving, but like, really, I'm not even gonna blame them. If our shooting was where it should be, we could have won that game.
Yeah, there's only, out of those three things, there's only one thing you can control. You can't control injuries, and you can't control what the refs do, but you can control how well you shoot the ball. And
it would have been enough.
It really would have. There were so many just ins and out of the baskets that just it was so frustrating. But we hung around there. I think even 12 minutes into the second half, we were still tied with them.
Yep.
And then just at that point, once you start losing multiple people to fouls and injury, and you're just being run up and down that court, you just lose your energy. And so the score looks so lopsided, which is frustrating. I think that's actually the most frustrating part about it, is you look at the score books later on, and people are like, oh yeah. So, and as even some announcer said, Gonzaga cruised over Georgia State. I'm like,
no, they
didn't. Did not watch this game if you said that Gonzaga cruised over the Panthers. That just
I'm surprised they won the next game, honestly. But
they got the ever living hell scared out of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, they should have from us, but with all the other stuff, it was a lot less scary for them.
Yeah, Julian's Julian
Yeah, go
says
ahead.
not bothered by the loss. Team played well, shooting horribly. Zags the top seed, and their size was our downfall. I agree, Julian. I'm not upset. I think I even posted in like our group chat afterwards that I've never been so happy about losing a game. Like, I felt really good about the team and the program. Like they put their all into it, all their effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
It just this actually goes back to how we talked about the seeding was so horrible. Like it was not a real objective seeding for Georgia State. They put us in where they did. Had we been playing probably any other 1 seed, who knows what happens? If we'd been playing a 2 seed as a 15, who knows what happens? But you got to play the games.
Play him on the way to the game anyway, right? So
You got to play. I know. So are you going to be actually like rooting for Gonzaga the rest of the tournament?
no, I'm not going to pay attention to the rest of the tournament.
Come on, you got to beat your chest and say, hey, if we would have beaten them, we could have beaten everybody else they beat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, sure. I hope they win the rest of them, but it's fine.
Before Elio went down, or at halftime, or at any point in the second, were we starting to think that we could do this, we could pull this off? Like how long did it take before you started realizing this ain't happening?
It was probably like midway through the second half where they started kind of pulling away. Another big saving grace is Pornstash. He can draw a foul, but like he cannot shoot a free throw to save his life.
They were missing so many free throws. That's right. I forgot about that.
It was terrible. They had a lot of opportunities because they were calling a lot of fouls, and they weren't making any of them.
Yeah. That was one thing we really got lucky. That's where the ball did bounce our way. Is they were missing their free throws. We gave we were, for a team that's having guys foul out, they were not capitalizing on the points on that. Right. So yeah, you're right. That is one area where we were lucky. I don't know if I ever felt like we were going to win the game. I was really enjoying it. When Elio went down, I was like, "There's no way we can last," but we did for for several more minutes. But yeah, I don't know.
Him going down was pretty bad, and you could tell the way that he went down and the way he came off the court, like he wasn't coming back. That was a pretty bad injury. I actually was worried it was an ACL. Just because of the way, like it's like it came out of nowhere. Like you see people, right, they'll just run and then all of a sudden they just crumple. But I mean,
we knew he had the bad knee problem. Yeah. We knew he had the bad knee, and one game too many this season. He had to play, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Had a few more after that though. So, and you remember, like it does feel like this team really changed once he got on the court in the season. He seems to be the factor that really just turned the whole team around, because shooting never really got all that much better. Like we've been bad at shooting all season.
Right. So, right. Yeah.
But he was a big difference.
Yeah. And, obviously he brings his physicalness to the game, both on both sides of the court, but the energy he brings on the court and on the sidelines is just so much. Like we've said it time and time again, he's the heart and soul of the team. Once he goes down, once he's out, you lose a lot of that. But, even when we were losing, he was on the sideline. When he was injured, he was standing up, shouting, screaming, hooting and hollering. Maybe his knee would have been better if he would have sat down more on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta, like, I don't know. I feel like especially bad for him, because I mean he was out there cheering, but you got to feel like just terrible that you can't be out on the court if you're him, and you like got us there pretty much. And I don't know. It seems like it really sucked. So,
and that was it. That was it. He was a senior. He's done.
I was wondering. That was my next question. So I'm glad you.
Yeah, actually, that leads into what I was going to talk about next. Was like what we can expect out of the next season. We lose 4 seniors plus Nelson Phillips are gone. So the rising seniors right now, unless you pull in somebody that's from the transfer portal, which I'm sure we will do. But as far as seniors that are on the team now, Jalen Thomas and Kalik Brooks, those are your 2 big names at this point. It's going to be, for the first time ever, it's going to be 100% Coach Lanier's team. This will be all recruits that he got. Nobody from the Coach Hunter era.
Well, that's good. And honestly, I remember when I was critical of the team, I was saying
you were critical of this program.
I know. It's hard to believe.
This season you were critical.
But what I was saying though, Lanier, this 3rd season is a critical one for him, and I was ready to say, you can give up on him if this is how it keeps going. So and I honestly thought that's how it was going to keep going. I think he's earned himself a couple more years probably.
Well, we signed him to that contract extension last April.
Yeah, I think he earned that. He subsequently earned that.
Yes, the second half of the season, he certainly earned that. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then, on top of, coming back with losing all those seniors and having this whole new team, you're coming back also into the new convocation center.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's going to be expectations are going to be high. You don't open up a new arena, and we don't want to have another Tennessee State Tigers like we did with Center Park Stadium. They come in here and
we just don't open well, though. That's what gets me. We just don't start our seasons well. Ron Hunter never did. It seems like Lanier doesn't ever do it. Like, we just start cold. It's all that rust, man. They got to figure that out. They got to figure out the rust.
Well, there's 300 other teams out there that have to knock the rust off too. They seem to find a better way of doing it than we do.
Exactly. Well, they also use the gel.
The team has to gel together.
Yeah, they get the gel and then they get like the Rust-Oleum and they're good to go. They're good to go. We just got to get it early.
That's the new sponsorship ideas for Georgia State basketball. It's like Rust-Oleum and I don't know, some kind of gel.
We should send Lanier like a care package that's just like just Rust-Oleum and gel, hair gel.
I don't know what kind of gel you're talking about, but yeah, let's keep it very, very just
hair gel.
Gel, yeah.
Just be like, here you go. We need the team to gel early and knock the rust off like now.
Knock the rust. Yeah, send him the care package right now.
For next season.
We gotta start knocking it off now. See, so Julian's kind of on the same thing that I'm talking about. JSU going to hit the portal hard. Definitely need to beef up the out-of-conference schedule. Would love to play UAB and Chattanooga. Yeah, absolutely. UAB and Chattanooga are two teams that make sense to be on the schedule every year. I want to play UAB in every sport every season.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I didn't know that about you.
Really? Are you joking now? Are you being serious? Yeah, I've said this. I've said this ever since we started doing the podcast.
I'm aware. I've been around.
For those of you who knew it just makes too much sense to play UAB. It's too short of a drive against a team that's in a perceived better conference.
Totally agree.
That we should be playing them all the time. We have the football like 4-game series or something coming up starting in a couple of years. But it needs to be all sports. Like we were playing the Trash Down South in all sports even before we had football pretty regularly. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing the same thing with a school that's even closer to us than Statesboro. But I guess they have to want that as well.
That's true.
They're talking about scheduling. That's been a big topic on Panther Talk this week. Is we play these non-Division I teams begin the season, and we blow them out 90-something to 24 or whatever, and it just does absolutely nothing to help us come the end of the season. And if anything, it really just hurts us when they start looking at strength of schedule. And as fun as it is to see these big, huge blowouts, I'm kind of on the same page. I'd rather see a competitive game against a team that people kind of care about. We play that one school, that Carver Bible College school that literally has 60 students enrolled in the school. And we're paying them in pizza to come play us in basketball. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, and we get back to what I was saying, where like it doesn't seem like our team is very good early on, but maybe that's because we're playing like these exhibition games where like you get some false confidence against players that just aren't that good, and maybe that hurts us in the long run.
I've got no problem doing like that one exhibition game to kind of start off the season, just to kind of knock the rust off and get kind of fans going for it. But I don't think there's any reason we should be playing more than one. And it should be the very first game of the season, which I think that's what the intention is with Tech coming in this next year.
It's just to beat the snot out of them.
Like it'll be an exhibition game. We'll have an exhibition game, but it won't be considered the first game in the stadium, in the arena, Convocation Center, whatever we're calling it. It will be that Georgia Tech game will be the first one. Officially. Matthew talks about I liked Coach Hunter's Conference USA heavy out of conference schedule. Yeah, that was good when Conference USA wasn't as crappy as it is now.
Yikes.
We're gonna pull in Jacksonville State. They're close. Play them in basketball.
I like Jacksonville State. I'm good.
They made the tournament even though they didn't win their conference.
Oh, that's better than we've ever done.
Oh no, it wasn't because they weren't good or anything. It was because the team that actually won the conference was a Division II startup, and they were not eligible for postseason play.
Oh God!
So, and this is the funny part about it.
That's terrible.
So that school made it to the conference championship game, but they weren't eligible. So if they lost the conference championship game, then whoever won if they won the conference championship, the team that lost to them, you would think that would be the team that would go to the tournament representing whatever stupid conference they're in. No, it went down to the third place team.
Jeez.
And that was Jacksonville State, and that's how Jacksonville State got into the 2022 NCAA tournament.
Nice. I'd take it. I would be like, if that was us, I would be really excited anyway. I'd be like,
Nothing like that ever. Nothing good like that ever happens to us. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah, we're the ones who transition in and then don't make it.
Well, yeah, or that would be an established rule that's happened every single year. Anytime the situation's ever happened, they've always followed that same logic. And then when we happens to us, they just change the rule that year. So
that's right. Correct. Yeah, exactly. We're calling this the F Georgia State rule.
Yeah, F the state of Georgia rule. I'm not even going to make it exclusive to Georgia State.
Hey, we're going to have a good last call today, huh? By the way, speaking of Atlanta sports.
Oh my God! If it cannot be any more depressing to be an Atlanta sports fan, yeah, it's gotten really rough over the past week. That's for sure. I've teared up. I've choked up a couple of times over the past 7 days.
Nice,
for sure. But
I figured that's last call, right? You didn't have that on the agenda for this.
I did not even write it down at all. No. If that comes
all right.
up
Well,
naturally.
we got to talk about it. But last call seems like the appropriate place.
Yeah, it makes more sense. We don't know what our schedule is going to be, obviously, yet for the basketball team. It's obviously super early for that, but we do know that Georgia Tech will be there.
Yep.
Probably the first official game in the stadium, the new Convocation Center. And then
you keep saying that. So you think there's going to be like an NAIA or a D2 or D3 game before Georgia Tech?
Yeah, probably that pizza party team.
I don't think so. I think they'll open. I think we're opening with Georgia Tech.
You think so?
Yeah.
I expect an exhibition game.
Those aren't really exhibition games, are they?
There's always one or two games we have a season that has the EXH in parentheses next to the team to start off, and I don't know.
That might actually okay. So that doesn't count against our strength of schedule at all. If
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
Still, I just I think a christening should be grand, not an exhibition.
Yeah, I like the idea of having a team to play against before we start the season, but I also
we should play them in the sports arena.
As that's what I was gonna say. We should play in the sports arena and actually make our very first game be in the new Convocation Center, which we got to find a name for that. Just like the new Convocation Center is going to be it's a mouthful.
Well, are they looking for branding?
They are looking for branding. They do want to get
sponsor, I guess.
Small sponsor for that.
Yeah, cool. I mean, good. Maybe that the next sponsor won't get arrested for felonies like the following year.
Well, that was just the field. That wasn't the entire ballpark.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess Center Park is not in trouble. That's true.
So we got Georgia Tech come in. We know that Richmond and Rhode Island are the only two other teams we have an idea besides obviously conference schedule coming in.
And Richmond was also in the tournament, right?
Richmond?
Yeah, I believe they were in the tournament.
Yeah, didn't they make it to the Sweet 16? Or did I pull that out of my ass?
I have no idea. I just knew they were in there. I remember having to pick in that game. I don't know where they are.
And I'm pretty sure I picked them to win their game because I was like, yeah, they beat us. That's like that. We lost to them. Did we lose to them, or was that one of the COVID games? It was Rhode Island was a COVID game. Richmond's the one that just beat the snot out of us because like half the team didn't travel or something, right?
Something. I'm not sure, man.
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I know. We really need Tim here right now.
Tim, we're here.
Oh yeah, I forgot to send him the invitation this week.
Oh shit.
We've complained about the quality of teams we've gotten into the sports arena. I'm already calling it Convocation Center. I went straight to Convocation Center instead of sports arena. We complained about the teams we got to play here at home that they just weren't compelling, and that's one of the reasons why fans didn't come out because they didn't want to go to the sports arena, and they definitely didn't want to go to the sports arena to see schools they've never really heard of or care about. With this new place, that should not be an excuse anymore. You're in Atlanta. You've got this nice new facility. The bigger programs should want to come play us, right?
You hope so, but I don't know what drives teams to want to play. I think we do a lot of guesswork to try to figure it out, and I think we're wrong a lot. So I have no idea.
I know that our winning percentage at the sports arena has been kind of scary for some of the programs. They don't want to travel down for a loss, but you got to schedule teams that are confident in themselves, not teams that are expecting to go on the road for a loss.
Yeah.
Those are the teams. Those are the teams you want to have come play, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Sorry, I was looking at Julian.
He
did confirm that Richmond beat the snot out of us. So.
Yeah, he beat the snot, but they beat the snot out of us. But we were down. We didn't send some of the players. We didn't play the full squad up in that game. Well, obviously, we didn't play Sosame, but I think that's a game where we didn't send the entire team up there. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He'll correct us after the 10 or 15-second delay that we have from the.
Yeah, it's all good. Should we just wait? Should we just?
You just go to the. Everybody's. All right, do a waterfall. Let's finish our beer until Julian responds with what happened in that game.
He'll never respond because he'll think it's funny. And do you have another one primed up? Are you ready? Like,
I got one on deck. I got one in the hole.
Well,
as they say.
My on deck is a little more hardcore. So.
Well, I mean, I obviously have my vodka here as well.
Yeah.
So.
That was a little shout out to Mac too, by the way. That's one of his collectible glasses.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. No. So talking about the schedule, obviously we don't know anything, but I'm hoping to get a much better schedule this year than we've seen in prior Georgia State years. And I tossed this out kind of as a joke on Panther Talk, and I got direct text messages from Ben afterwards. I suggested that we should talk to Coach Hunter about getting Tulane to come up here and play, do a little home and home. Mm-hmm. And the LOLs and the eye roll emojis and everything else that my phone was blowing up from him saying that this will absolutely never happen. We will never get Coach Hunter to coach a game inside of the Convocation Center while the current administration is in staff or in office.
Oh, really? I mean, so the bridge is burned. He burned the bridge, and he will not cross it.
I don't know who set the fire, who lit the spark.
I think we do. Like the emails were there. Like there were receipts. I don't know, man.
Right.
It just
receipts.
It feels pretty silly for him to be upset with us after how all that went down.
Right. But I think that'd be great. I said that we would probably have a sold out game, or at least what would have been a sellout for the sports arena. We could fill out the Convocation Center with to get Coach Hunter back in there. That'd be a lot of media. I think that'd be a lot of media attention. I mean, hell, the media follows Coach Hunter around like crazy. So that would be a fun little headline to get.
And hear me out. A barefoot game where both teams, both coaches, and everyone just takes part.
Doing this,
not the players, obviously, not the players, but
nope. We got to go back to old school basketball where they play. Open up the roof to the Convocation Center.
That's what? What are you talking about? Old school basketball is a basket with a bottom. So
yeah, like a wooden basket.
When they first started, they had to go retrieve the ball.
A legit actual basket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We should totally do that. Yeah, and not be exhibition. That's actually a legit game.
Barefoot and baskets.
Yeah. Well, maybe if we can't actually play Tulane in the Convocation Center, maybe we could Lanier and Coach Hunter could work their magic and get us into one of those like little beginning of season tournaments where our paths could meet each other that way.
Oh man, yeah, that could work. But if he's not willing to do it, then I don't know why he'd be willing to do that.
No, I don't. Well, no. So the direction I heard it from was that it's not that Coach Hunter would not be willing to do so, is that our administration would not be willing to sign off on that game.
Oh, that's not what I heard or what I said. So yeah. All right. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So.
But you know what? Sometimes you gotta swallow your pride and do the right thing, because I think that you're right. The marketing on that would be pretty good. I think people would show up to that game.
Oh yeah, and early and pregame it up in Summerhill and tailgate or whatever they can. Yeah. I was
swallow your pride. A terrible thing to say. You freaked out.
Oh no! So while we're recording this right now is when the Georgia State game against UGA is happening at Coolray Field out in Lawrenceville or wherever that's considered to be.
Mm-hmm. And where we at?
I went to go check the score. So when the game started, we actually took a 3-0 lead in like the first inning, maybe the second. And then before we got on here, they had come up and taken a lead at 5-3. And I looked at it just now, and now top of the ninth, UGA is up 10-3. We are the home team, so we will get to respond at the bottom of the ninth. But yeah,
is it a series or is it just a single game?
The single game. It's like they do this with the schedule. Is they have like the weekend they'll do a 3-game series against like a conference opponent or out of conference opponent, but then like on Tuesday they just do a single game. Like we've done Kennesaw State, we did Clemson. Now doing UGA on a Tuesday as a single game, which is weird for baseball, but whatever. It helps with all those kind of like little RPI metrics and stuff, because I think Georgia's number 7 in the nation going into this game. So
all right. Well, it's hard to feel too bad.
Yeah, no, and the baseball team has been playing awesome. That's why I really wanted to go to this game today. I really I was going to go up there. I was even going to go up there for just like the first inning or two, and then drive back down to be able to be here in time for the kids' bedtime and for the podcast. But I just wasn't
That's a
in the
lot of work.
cards. It's a lot of work. It's really far away, and I forgot that my oldest has dance class on Tuesdays. So
Right on. Yeah, that
but
happens.
the baseball team has been doing well this season. They came into this game on a 5-game win streak, having won 10 of the last 11. So there was the expectations were high about possibly doing a big upset. We upset Clemson last week, beat them.
Yep.
They were number 15, I think, in the nation when we took them on up there in Clemson. But looks like this
Would have been
game
nice. Would have been
would
nice.
have been nice. Not looking like it's going to be. But Coach Elliott was there. He threw out the first pitch.
Oh yeah, fancy, good man.
Yeah.
He drove pretty far.
Well, yeah, yes. Is that closer to South Carolina or Atlanta?
No, that's closer to yeah. That's he drove pretty far, man. You know what? It frustrated me because he also posted, and this doesn't usually frustrate me, but he was posting on Instagram pictures of him meeting with the South Carolina governor, and I was just like, what the heck, man? Like that. This is just like, I try to defend you, coach, and this is how you repay me. I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah, he's South Carolina's favorite son, Coach Elliott, right
basically,
there.
In Georgia.
Yeah. Well, so while we're on that, we did hire a new assistant coach in football. The defensive lineman coach from Wofford came over, and yeah, and he started his career as a coach at Appalachian State.
Yep. No, I mean, so right now the coaching tree that we're in, it all originated in App State. So
yeah, when we hired somebody that came from App State, this is just a few weeks ago. I think when the carousel started going around, I said that Georgia State or App State continues to be a feeder school for Georgia State coaching.
Yeah.
And my Twitter backlash was hilarious. And they wanted to toss out records, how much better they've played than us, and blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, but the case in point, your coaches, your administrators, all come here.
Yeah,
because Atlanta is better than Boone. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if, for a certain type of person, which is most people.
Looking at this very niche community, everybody wants to not
Yeah,
be in
lots
Boone.
of them. Yeah, majority of people.
I mean, we joke about it, but that's kind of a point, Obviously, when you work in athletics and college athletics, there's going to be a lot of big programs or big jobs that are in small towns. But if you're bouncing around the G5s, that level, you can be with a program that has some more of established winning, like App State does in Boone, North Carolina, or you can live in Atlanta.
Yep.
I take Atlanta.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are gonna do that. So there's really no excuse why we can't start attracting more talent.
I agree.
Yep.
There was one other thing I so about football, we'll talk about it more next week, but they have the spring game is going to be not this Friday, the following Friday at Center Park Stadium. They're going to do the spring tour, but their first event will be there at the State House Grill. So that'd be kind of cool. I will
State House or Steakhouse?
State.
It sounded like you said steakhouse. I was like,
that's what we need. We need a steak restaurant in Summerhill called Georgia Steak. I like this.
Yes, please. You'll do the blue and white, and I'll do Georgia Steak.
I'm in.
Are you writing it down?
Yes, I'm writing it down.
Oh, name of the episode. Got it.
Maybe the two could be combined. Like the bar that's outside of the Georgia Steakhouse or Georgia Steak will be the blue and white bar. Yeah.
Yeah, there could be like a secret entrance, like a tunnel or something between the two.
Like the Chops Lobster Bar is just the basement of Chops Steakhouse, and you can still order everything on the menu from Chops down in the Lobster Bar as well.
I don't think I knew that.
Oh,
that's good enough. But when you go to Bones, there's like the entry way. There's like a bar, and you can go sit at the bar while you wait for your table.
Yeah, it wasn't Bones one of those like old school steakhouses that like actually it was like I'm gonna say gentleman's club. I don't mean like a strip joint, but gentleman's club, like old cigar bar where like women were not allowed to go. This was like a meeting house for men to network and just not be at home or not.
Also, probably the best restaurant in Atlanta.
I've been to Bones and I was not overly impressed. It was a quality piece of meat, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
As far as it was prepared, it was great, but I mean, I just wasn't. I was expecting more.
All right. Well, that's a shame. I've been there a couple times now, and I've always
We
done pretty well.
maybe we should go check it out as we start figuring out what we want to do for Georgia Steak.
That's true.
Prepare
Copy them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Uh, no, there's one thing about football that I thought about over the week, reading different crap that I read on the internet about Georgia State and the Sun Belt Conference and college football in general, and it's interesting to me how the memories of college football fans work, because you have some people that talk about the Sun Belt and they mention their powerhouse teams and they include Georgia Southern as one of the powerhouse teams of the Sun Belt. And I'm like, yeah, but they've been like really crap lately. You're going back on their history and really, you're really thinking about their pre FBS days. Is
Well,
when you say
and their
Georgia Southern.
entry into FBS, they
Yeah.
made a splash right away, and then they have subsequently just nosedived.
Yeah, and I don't think that there would be a single Georgia Southern fan out there that a rational one, if you could find one of those, that would say that they've been satisfied with the success they've had since
Right.
joining the Sun Belt outside of that first year where they did win the conference. So you have these people saying they include Georgia Southern as a powerhouse in the Sun Belt, and then the exact same person also includes Coastal Carolina, who had a phenomenal year 2 years ago and an okay year last year.
Not
So
against any good opponents.
I mean, we beat them.
Anyone with a winning record beat them. So
Exactly. So Coastal was good for a year, and they're
Yep.
considered an elite. Southern was good when they played, a minor league football, and they're considered great. And then you got Georgia State right here, who's been, we can't say consistently, but we have been taking those baby steps ever since we started football, and we've gotten better, in the over the course of that time period. And I wouldn't call us elite either.
I think
But
everybody but App State's afraid to play us. Really, I mean, App State just seems to have our number.
Okay.
Like the stars are not aligned for us to win that game. I don't know what the hell the deal is, but really, App State is the only team that is probably not afraid.
I will give you a little insight, because I know you've kind of really stopped reading about Georgia State and Sunbelt stuff on the interwebs, and the JMU fans are going to be coming in here acting like a bunch of the pompous, arrogant guys we've seen from some other programs. There was a thread on the Sunbelt board, basically how many games does JMU win in their first year coming into the Sunbelt this year. And it's all over the place. JMU fans saying at least no less than 7. They're only playing 11 games. They're not even playing a full 12. No less than 7. Most people are like, you guys are going to kind of get a little shell shocked coming in. You're probably going to, if you guys win 4, that's considered a winning season for you guys, whatever. And then some guys were saying like, well, the guaranteed wins on the schedule are, and a lot of them included Georgia State as one of those like guaranteed wins. And some dude, this was an App State fan, I'll tell you. He said, you may want to slow your roll on Georgia State. They very well may win the East next season.
All right.
And that's coming from an App State fan.
I'll take it. I mean, we've earned the respect at this point. Again, maybe not from App State, but we have grown and grown every single season. I feel like we're doing better and better and better now. I feel like we're really on like the upswing, and that has to be scary for everybody else in the Sun Belt,
especially in the East. The only other team outside of App State that could, kind of even try to mock us would be Lafayette. But even them, they were number 19. We took them to overtime.
That's right, and they just lost their coach.
And they lost their coach. So yeah, I was trying to think if there was another team out there, and I think Lafayette and App are the only two that we've not beaten since joining the program. But we've taken Lafayette, to the end of it. So yeah, App's the only one that has any reason to thump their chest when it comes to playing us, and we got to get them.
We do. I mean, it has to happen. The stars have to realign or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll get them. We'll get them this year.
Okay. All right. I have no idea what to think about the team this year so far. And, I mean, you get practice, and practice doesn't give you very much information. You get a lot of coach speak, because I think he has closed practices, right? And so
he doesn't let anybody. I think he's the first of our coaches that have not let any kind of media or press in.
Right. And so we just get what he's got to say, and he's going to give coach speak, and then we'll watch the spring game. But I mean, it's you never can tell anything about a spring game. You're playing offense versus defense, and if one's doing good and one's not doing well, it's like, well, is that because our offense is really good or our defense sucks, or what? Like, what's the deal here? So I don't know. We'll know more when we start playing games, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and I do have a lot of question marks on this team with the coaches that we've lost, and then with Darren
Yeah.
Granger, who obviously finished the season looking pretty well, but the body of work itself was not great. I don't know. We got Clauserdo, we got the Memphis quarterback coming in. There's just a lot of question marks. I mean,
Hey,
losing Pickney.
but if Granger from the bowl game can show up and just that's what Granger actually is, maybe he's over the hump or something. I don't know. I mean, he played like
I
an
will tell
elite
you what,
quarterback,
after
though.
giving all my big predictions about how Quad was going to ball out this season, I'm going to make no predictions about how Granger's going to play this season. I'm going to let it play out. Therefore, I'm not willing it into being or jinxing anything at all. Just let the cards play the way they are.
I think there's more to not be excited about than there is to be excited about. But there is that glimmer of hope. Like, we know he's got it in him. We just need him to do it,
It's
all
that
the time.
glimmer of hope that has been killing the Georgia State fan base ever since we started football.
That's true.
Because obviously we're more the diehard dedicated fans, and I will be down on this program as can be, and as we get closer and closer to kick off that first game, I start just like saying, you know what, this could be the year. This could be the year that we do it. This is the one we're going to go
12 wins, baby.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to upset Clemson. We're going to beat UNC and South Carolina. Or I've stood there in the shower, scrubbing my head, doing the Dave Cohen voiceover of Georgia State beating Clemson. It's happened. It's happened.
I really don't want to hear about you in the shower scrubbing your head.
Yeah, you'd rather see it than actually just think about it.
Oh yeah. Who are we playing next year? Who's our out of conference? Who's our money games? Do you know?
Our money game is week 1. We travel to South Carolina on the bus.
Oh, right. Yep, that's cool.
And so we are currently undefeated when playing an SEC team on the road in week 1. So that's obviously
that's
a win.
A lot. That's very narrow.
That's obviously a win. When the game's on Saturday, odd day, yeah. Then we come back immediately and host UNC, which is that return home and home from last season.
Oh yeah, we just got to dominate the Carolinas, man. We should be able to do that. Elliott should be able to do that.
And then we host Charlotte on Thursday following UNC.
Oh man, wouldn't it be great to just kill the Carolinas?
Exactly.
And then the Panthers come in, and we just kill them.
The Panthers,
the Carolina Panthers. And we're the real Panthers.
They may actually be beatable as well next season by a college team. And then we have Army. The game up in Army, up in West Point.
Yeah, because we talked about going up there and taking the boat.
I definitely want to take the boat up at the Army.
Yeah, the boat sounds cool. I'm very interested.
There is only one chance I'll ever get to do this in my entire life, because I just can't imagine we schedule another away game at Army. So yeah, got to get this done.
It's really pretty up there too. I imagine the game experience is a good one.
I mean, I'll have a 1.5-month-old, but I can't imagine my wife being upset about me going up to her home state to watch a football game. And
we'll just have the big one watch the little one.
the two big ones watch the little one.
Exactly. You got double. Yeah, exactly. You're good. You're good to go.
They got both ends. One puts it in, the other takes it out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's all I got about football. We talked about baseball a little bit. Let's see if that game is concluded. And bottom of the 9th, 1 out, still down by 7.
Oof. Is it like 11-4?
10-3. 0-2 is the count.
All right.
We'll see.
Not looking good.
Crazy
all right.
things have happened in baseball in Atlanta. 2 quick things before we get out of here and go to last call, because I don't really care about what the other Sunbelt teams did in their postseason crap, right? You don't care about that, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, they lost basically. No, just a shout out real quick. Men's tennis continues to do pretty well. They got 2 more wins since we last recorded. They've won 7 of their last 8. They're 10-6. And I noticed this because how much I love my scheduling stuff. They're getting close to the end of the schedule. They only have like 6 or 7 games left, and Sunbelt being what Sunbelt is, they end the men's tennis team ends their schedule with they end their season with a home game against Tennessee Tech, non-conference. We scheduled that. The following 5 games are all away. So they end their season 5 away games and then 1 at home. And I don't know how much of it makes a difference in tennis because obviously there's not a lot of fan sport going on to that. But still, you spend 5 of your last games all just on the road. It just makes no sense to me at all.
I mean, I don't know what that looks like as a student. Is sort of what I'm thinking of. Is like if you're talking about how these players are students first, then
Right.
if you have them on the road for it's not even 5 weeks, right? I mean, it's probably
No,
a
no,
couple.
because
It's probably a
they'll do
couple
like
weeks.
they'll do a game, one game every 2 days, like not all in a row, not for an entire week, but like when they over the weekend they'll do like a Friday and a Sunday game.
Oh, I see. Okay, so if you have a Monday through Thursday school schedule, you're probably okay,
Yeah,
right?
you're still gonna at a 2 or 3 weeks of all your games, hopping on a bus or whatever you're doing to go to these
Yeah,
games.
that's a lot of
It just
work. I don't know, man. Yeah,
it's
it does
just
suck.
it doesn't make any sense. Why would a team end with 5 of their last 6 games on the road?
Yeah,
And that one home game being the last one.
yeah.
So anyhow, we do end the season, the conference season. We end with the Trash Down South. So do the ladies, and then shout out to softball. They went 2-1 against Appy State over the weekend
Oh,
as
good.
well.
So
So
somebody can beat them, right?
exactly.
I guess basketball wins. It's
That would
fine.
actually be so I know that they do some like events. They do some things at Georgia State or at any college where they get all the athletes together. So like there's like a I don't know. It's kind of its own fraternity. Once you're an athlete in a program at a school, you associate with the other athletes that are in the school because you guys all kind of go through a lot of the same kind of stuff, whether it's the same intensity as far as fan sport goes or whatever. Anyhow, they should do a whole like little thing where they bring up all the players that have beaten App State and have the football team just all sitting there like the only players that don't get up on stage.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I'll suggest that. I'm sure that'll be a very good morale booster thing for the program, right?
Yeah, and then we do the gift basket for
The gift
Lanier
basket
with
through
the
the Rust-Oleum.
Rust-Oleum and the
That's
hair gel.
basketball. No, could you imagine? Because I know a lot of coaches bring in like all these motivational speakers or like Hall of Fame legends to come in to speak to teams before big games, especially like bowl games or Super Bowls and stuff like that. Would it be great? Like you just bring in like the women's softball team to the into the meeting room at Center Park Stadium to talk to
Yes.
the Georgia State football team about how to beat App State.
Yes. Yes. Man, we're good at this.
We are good at this. If you've lasted 42 minutes, you're hitting the funny parts of the episode.
And really make it a last call because it's really more of this.
It's gonna get more to this exactly, and we'll talk about the sad departures of our Atlanta legends. Anyhow, yeah. So that's all I got for this episode. How about you, Ryan? You got anything else?
No, I didn't even bring anything, so it's all good.
I'm asking out of like just courtesy because I know that you didn't bring anything to.
I brought the gin.
Right before we came on here, I was when I told Ryan that Tim would not be here, and he's like, "Oh well, I didn't know that. However, I wouldn't have prepared any differently." I'm like, "You mean you would not have prepared? Like you still didn't prepare? You would also have not prepared."
Yeah, it's okay. I feel like you bounced ideas off of me and I reacted appropriately and I paid attention. That was key. That was key here. It's just to pay attention, and then react. I laughed at your jokes sometimes.
Sometimes
I feel like we're good. We're good here.
We sometimes you blind squirrel type thing. All right. Anyhow, enough of just jibber jabber. Let's get that on last call. Thanks everybody for listening. We are going to head over to last call to talk a little bit more about Georgia State, about the losses of Freddie Freeman and Matt Ryan, and not like they've passed away, but as far as I'm concerned, they have.
Yikes.
Not Matt Ryan. You can find it on our Patreon page, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It is free, available on Fridays. If you do decide to join our Patreon, only $3 a month, you get it immediately as soon as I remember to release it after this episode comes out, and you get discounts on our merchandise and access to our private group chat, which we talked about last week, is one of the most fun parts about having the whole thing, and whatever else we come up with. And you get to actually listen to last call as it's recorded live and participate just like you can on the live stream when I remember to post the link as well. So please consider joining. Get help pay for these microphones that both Ryan and I have and Tim has at home.
Yep.
To help sound a little bit better and make us feel like we're more professional at this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Ryan, for listening. That was a long sales pitch. I need to cut that down. I need to get an
elevator
pitch on this whole thing.
You're good. I should
Thanks for
sign up.
listening. You were not the first, but you were one of the first.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week after. I don't know. There's not much going on. We'll talk about it heading into spring game. It'll be fun.
Yep.
Talk to you next week. Say goodbye, Ryan.
Goodbye, Ryan.